I got to give you Wall Street executive style.
Iffy.
A little dusty.
So, looking good. I like the LEDs behind you. We've got some theme going on. All right. Today we actually have an action-packed show. You guys got like a lot of things happening in the background. We've got first everything with FrenchConnection Connection. We've got our special guest Joe. He's going to be joining us today. So he knows all about the hype and the awesome community at FrenchConnection, so FCF. UpLink, you guys released a portal white label, which we're going to talk about.
That's right.
Next week is also the Dubai conference. So there's interesting things happening with that. And then this week, Will and we talked about it earlier with the market talk, but the executive summary or the executive order with digital assets. There's a lot actually happening this week.
There's a lot going on in the news this week for sure.
All right. So as always, we're going to hit up the disclaimer. And then after that's over, we're going to introduce Joe. And we're going to get, if you've been in the Telegram group, I put up a little spoiler. So if you're in Telegram, you might want to check that out. So we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, we're back. So, Will, I'm actually still hearing that fan.
I'm sorry. It's a gaming laptop that, you need the gaming GPU to render so many charts.
Very true. All right, so I want to introduce somebody. So Joe, just Joe in Telegram. This guy, I personally, I want to give him credit because he's always online. He's always extremely positive. He has like the good energy going, and he's a solid leader also in the space, the way the whole community kind of rallies behind him. So Joe, we're going to bring you on. So welcome.
Hey. Thank you very much. Pleasure.
I think we've been talking a couple of months maybe now, just again in Telegram.
Even more.
So finally, welcome.
3 months or so. Yeah, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
So also you are in like the Alps, or because you're at like a high altitude right now, so we might have some interesting Wi-Fi dilemmas here.
Yeah, I am
I'm just putting it out there.
Valle del Tietar, in central Spain.
Okay. All right, guys.
There's obviously a Spanish accent.
Yeah,
that was excellent.
All right.
Well played.
Where do you guys want to start with this? Because honestly, from my point, we could take this anywhere. But I want to know, you guys want to talk or re-explain the whole FCF partnership, collaboration? You guys want to go over that first?
Sure. I'll just lead in and turn it over to you, Jason, by saying that we are thrilled to have FCF on board. We'll talk to Joe about some of the things that they're about to do over the next couple of days with UpLink as well. So I'll kick it back over to you, Jason, but we couldn't be more thrilled to be working with Joe and the FCF team.
Okay. So Joe, first off, and I know I keep saying this, and I've said this on multiple airs, but the FCF community, well, what's your take on that? Because I haven't. That's a rare thing to see in this space.
Yeah. Well, it like I keep saying, it's a family where we've kind of been through, we've been through the ups and the downs, Mr. Dumpy 1, Mr. Dumpy 2, etc. And we're just always there together. We enjoy ourselves, and it's also a very mature community. That's the thing.
Very true.
It's not. We talk a lot in FCF about not shouting into the void and just trying to be the noisiest. We try to do things sensibly. The community helps out. We all get behind tweets. We all get behind things like that. I don't know how many people are online now, but I'm pretty sure that the comment section, the chat on YouTube is going to be pretty full of FCF family members.
Yep, you guys are always there. Even in Telegram, it's always going nuts over there.
Always, 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. There's something going on. Today there was maybe 10 messages a minute, and someone who was like, "It was very quiet today." Comparatively,
right before the storm. That's it. FCF, the community, how are they taking, or what's their understanding of UpLink? Because this is something that the Flourishing AI team just came out with. Again, it's basically going from fiat to crypto. They've added you guys at the very beginning. I know that there's an onboarding process to that. I just wanted to get an understanding as to how the reaction was with everybody.
Well, it's important to understand that we already have quite a lot of shared holders. The old of birds of a feather flocking together. Well, we have a lot in common, Flourishing and FCF. We're quite for grown-ups, let's say. And so we
Excellent.
A lot of our community Flourishing, and therefore when we announced that we were going to be collaborating, they were all delighted, especially as this is something which is particularly important for us because of the fact that we're not going after the typical crypto investors. We're not So in fact, what we're really going after at the moment is merchants, businesses, companies going mainstream, as you've already spoken about on here. So having an easy way for new investors, I don't want to say noobs or something, to have new investors get on board is incredibly important for us. And that's what
on my screen, I see you freezing, but the audio is coming in. So I don't know if everybody else is good or is everybody else good?
Sounds good.
It's a slight delay on video, very slight, like it's almost nothing.
I want to pull up, so I'm just going to do a screen share. Will, Eric, if you want to also explain this part, I think it's pretty cool. So this is the official, FCF Pay.
Look at that.
Portal, uplink portal. Is that what we want to call it, or is this a full white label? What's the difference?
I like Joe's way of putting it. So yeah, I mean, this, folks, we wanted to announce it on the show. This is now live. I mean, it's ready to go. All you need to do is go in and enter the amount if you're an FCF investor or want to get in, or if you're somebody new to crypto and you happen to cross, FrenchConnection Finance and you're thinking, wow, this is great. Uplink now enables you to go in and buy FCF, as you can see right now. I mean, it's live, it's ready to go. So we are exceptionally thrilled. And there's actually sort of an interesting twist on the, sort of the booth at the Dubai Crypto Expo. So Joe, can you tell us a little bit about the plan there?
Well, basically we're going to have some tablets sitting open, ready for people to invest. Is one of the main things. I don't know if I'm missing something. Am I, Eric?
No, that's it. That's where we're going with. So
hopefully they're going. We're going to have to refill our liquidity several times over the 2 days.
I'm sure that's going to happen. Fantastic.
So you guys are a diamond sponsor or
platinum
sponsor, right?
Platinum.
Excellent.
Platinum?
This includes 20-minute keynote presentation, which I'll be doing. I wasn't going to be, but
so you're actually going there. So you're going to.
I am. I will be there in Dubai. So I'll be looking forward to meeting some other members of the FCF family over there, and new members that we'll be finding.
Nice.
And obviously, one of the things that we're going to be telling people is that they can just head over to our bit cards, and 2 minutes they'll be holders, proud holders of FCF.
I didn't actually think about that.
It's a new wave. It's a new thing. Like this concept before, where the idea that you can just use a credit card to invest in a crypto company is just mind blowing. The amount of paperwork and difficulties and barriers to entry that we've just removed in one step. That if you've ever been an angel investor in a startup company before, or have tried to buy tokens for a crypto company before they were on a major exchange, everybody knows how difficult it is. And we've dramatically reduced the barrier to entry and then increased the audience size of getting into basically any of these smaller projects early.
Yeah, I've been to. So Will, we actually talked about that the other day about all these conferences. Talking about game conferences as well, right? But the crypto conferences in general, there's typically just the booths people go there. It's really for networking, honestly. That's a big part of it.
Correct.
But perhaps that's also because there was, again, that issue of getting that project's token, or right? I mean, think about that, right? So now you could actually go to the FCF booth and get that token right then and there on the spot.
It's more than that. In the presentation, I'll be making sure there's a nice big QR code that everybody that's listening will be able to scan. So,
That's awesome. Great idea.
and that
great?
QR code will be pointing straight at buy.fcfpay.com.
That's incredible.
I gotta say,
It's fantastic.
so Joe, you were there also with so the community started doing those like sticker campaigns.
Yeah.
Like that I thought was one of the smartest things to ever do within the crypto
brilliant.
space itself, because I've never even actually seen a crypto project do that. But so for those that aren't aware, FCF community, they actually went out, they created these stickers with QR codes on them, and you guys went through to like London, so New York City, LA, Miami, Houston, Austin, France, like all these like hot spots, and put those stickers everywhere. And especially one member went to like Wall Street and to like some of the top banks, and they were smart.
Awesome.
They actually put the stickers within like the stall. So whatever somebody would go
Just,
to the
just
bathroom.
above the urinal.
But I remember
Let's
that.
Get your crypto before you're done doing your business. Perfect. Love it.
Yeah. But we're not stopping. But I don't know if you've seen our. We're keeping on coming up with new. Well, not so much new, because like the affiliate programs we're running. We haven't invented affiliate, but on one hand we have two. We have one for referring buyers, investors in FCF token, which I have never seen before. You can log on to a section of our website with your wallet, confirming ownership of the wallet, code, share it with people, and if they buy, it's up at the top where it says there's a thing that says promotion on the second menu item.
Yeah.
Up the top. Sorry, no. The
I
second.
just clicked on promotion and giveaways. So.
Oh, you found it already. Yeah, it's in. There it is. So you got FCF Pay. So we've got two. We've got the FCF token referrals, or affiliate program. That's there on the FrenchConnection.finance website. Unfortunately, nobody can win a trip to Dubai anymore. That's already been claimed.
Expired.
That's been one.
Yes.
Joe won it. He's going.
No.
Congratulations, Joe. You're the winner of your contest.
That's legit. That sounds legit if I won it. It's up a little bit. There's a thing where you can log on with your wallet. You get a referral link. You can share that with people, and if those people buy, I think it's over $1,500 worth of FCF.
You see those guys? You see this?
Then
I'm loving this.
that person can log on with their wallet,
John,
thereby confirming ownership.
I told John the same stuff about these affiliate programs to get on it.
Yeah.
See, he's doing it.
Yeah. Outstanding.
And then we have the other, which is the merchant referral, where you don't even have to hold FCF tokens. That's on FCFpay.com, and there you get your links, you share with merchants, and you would earn 0.1% rolling commission on all on every transaction those referred merchants process through FCF Pay. That's $1 for every $1,000. So you'd have to register top right.
Gotcha. All right. So you guys have the affiliate program actually tied directly to the purchases of the native token itself.
Yep.
And then a separate one
entirely.
for then getting merchants to sign up.
Mm-hmm. Totally automated. You would be able to withdraw your commissions from the dashboard, which is live.
Doesn't this kind of sound like people just buying AI token and then getting businesses to get on upLink? Sounds similar. Okay. I'm like,
great minds.
I like it. All right, so guys, the Dubai conference, this is next week. So this is going to be big. I know Dubai also passed like some kind of a regulatory thing. I believe it was on Wednesday, which was pretty big. They have like their own stuff in the news, which I think was timed honestly, interestingly enough, because the conference is next week. But that's actually pretty damn cool to know that you guys at the booth will have or will enable the ability for anybody walking by to then get FCF token by using upLink on the spot.
And,
I don't think I've ever seen that at a
obviously we'll be
conference before.
referring the other projects to the guys, because I'm sure there'll be people go, hey, how have you got that?
Yeah, there's positive synergy throughout this whole thing for sure.
We've already started seeing inquiries, in fact. So I've got to loop that back with you, Joe, as well. So speaking of referrals, so thank you. I'll make sure to hook that up.
Good.
All right. I'm trying to be careful what I'm saying here, because I know that there's a lot of other stuff happening behind the scenes. So when I put out that spoiler saying that there might be some FOMO material, I think we have it, but I'll like to still leave that a little bit towards the end. But what's the whole purpose again behind this whole portal? Or do you want to call it a portal, or do you want to call it a white label solution? So for upLink, what's like the proper verbiage for that? This is for Will and Eric. Which one? Who wants to
I was like, what?
I thought you were talking to Joe. Sorry about that. I'll take that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a purchase portal. Very simple. And here's the thing: if you're a crypto project right now, I'm going to tell a great story. I love this story, and I've told it a few times. And it's actually about Will, not about me. But what happened is that a lot of folks, friends and family, and folks that we know that actually wanted to buy into the AI token actually couldn't. And the process was very, cumbersome, right? It was, go from cash to Bitcoin on something like a, like a Coinbase, then exit that out into some kind of, MetaMask wallet, or transfer to Ethereum, exit out into some MetaMask wallet. Then from there, somehow find a cross-chain swap, go into BNB, and then finally buy AI. Right, exactly. That's my point. Like we're all crypto natives here, right? And even for us, that's ridiculous, right? So for a new user, forget it. So anybody looking to buy AI or FCF is now able to do so right off a credit card. And my favorite part of this story is that Will had at least one person actually show up at his door with cash in an envelope. And that was really funny, right? It's literally, it's the most, old school Mafia Don thing ever,
I was just going to say, we're going back to the Flourishing AI Mafia family.
So anyway, I've sort of taken your story and run with it, Will. I hope that's okay. But I love that story.
The problem is that
really that was
this kind of insular community in crypto where it's like you're on either this side of the fence and you know how to do this stuff, but 95% of people are on the other side of the fence and have no clue how to even if you told them about your company and your token, they have no idea how to buy it, how to do it at all.
Exactly.
I had a close friend of mine come up to me, this was a few months ago. He's like, I want to invest in AI. Like, how do I do it? And I was trying to explain it to him. Like, it's never gonna happen.
But you know where this really, really starts to become incredibly powerful? Sure, it's incredibly powerful with FCF and some of the others, but think about that are signing on right now, right? And there's we'll talk about that in a little bit. But there's this concept in crypto games where you don't necessarily want to lose your buyer to a DEX. Somebody discovers your game, wants to play it, wants to get the tokens. Now you're sending them to the DEX, and that becomes a whole whirlwind of activity. You're taking them out of the experience. So anything related to fashion, music, gaming, anything like that, that's going to be fertile ground. In fact, most of the folks that we're talking to right now are somewhere in that space, particularly gaming. And you can see why, right? If you play mobile games, and many of you watching this are using mobile games, part of the reason that Apple is so, and I'm going to use the word that one game publisher used with me, Apple's App Store is so oppressive, is because their experience is very simple. Tap a button, your credit card is on there, Apple Pay, boom, off to the races. It's zero friction, right? Every step you include in the payment process is a step where you lose, 10%, 15%, 20% of your audience, because they'll get distracted or confused or worried or whatever the case may be. And so to the extent that we can streamline that, all the better. Now, here's the next part of this. It's estimated that we will add over the next couple of months 100 million crypto users around the world. 100 million. And by the way, segue to the next thing, right? With all this crypto executive order stuff that went out, by the way, if you guys haven't read it, we've got a great summary, right? All of this stuff is really bullish, because when I started to read that executive order, it was, hey, we want America. It was all about, hey, we want America to maintain its technological, innovation, leadership, and all that sort of stuff. And so we want to encourage this sector. I want to take a step back a second. This is the president of the United States saying, this is an industry that's going to create innovation and jobs, and we want to nurture it. Stop and think about what that's going to do now. Stop and think about the fact that, a lot of the Super Bowl ads were crypto companies, whether it's Matt Damon on Mars or LeBron James in his bedroom or whatever it was, right? So, that tide has shifted. And now it's going to be a race to not get people like us on board, but get your mom, your dad, right?
Everybody
All
else.
these boomers that are putting out these executive orders, right? These people need a way to get into crypto because they don't have it.
Yep.
Right? FCF just gave them a way to get right into FCF quick.
Well, the other thing is also there's a lot of people that want to get into the space where everybody has different. When it comes down to investing, it's all relative, right? You have people that would want to put millions in. You have people that want to put, honestly, $5 in. Everybody's different. But
of course,
the smaller group with power in numbers, a lot of them don't want to go to these centralized exchanges, provide all this information, and then have to take all these other additional steps. Like it's honestly, it's extremely frustrating when you're getting into this. I personally know people that wanted to get into it, as specifically a BNB based projects, and just gave up because there was just too much.
How do you really make major crypto gains? Answer, in my opinion, you get into promising projects early. That's it, right? There are lots of ways to make money in crypto. You just sit there and buy Bitcoin and wait for years, right? You'll probably be okay. But if you want to do really well, you got to get into projects early.
Come on,
You're
Will.
not going to find those
Eric,
projects. What's that?
You got to take a step back.
Yeah.
You can hold Bitcoin because that's a strategy.
Sure.
But I know we're talking about upLink, but you could also have somebody called Fate also do that same thing, hold, but then give you better performance. So
that's a much better way to do it, for sure. But the point being is, yeah, absolutely, and I thank you for it. But look, the point is that once something hits Coinbase or Binance, like the early ins are in. You're not early anymore, and that's okay. That serves a purpose. But here's the thing. You can now get into FCF, right? We're not on Coinbase. Joe and John and his team are not on Coinbase. Probably not going to be there for a while. Once we get there, the early land grab is over for both of us, right? And there will be gains to be made for sure, but it's not quite going to be early gains. That's the real power.
It's insane. And so I just to put it out there for those that are watching, so Joe, he's part. I'll say lightly that you're part of FrenchConnection Finance, right? We'll just say that loosely. Yes. But then Eric, Will, they are at Flourishing. But from an outsider's point of view, and I'm not asking them for their opinion on this, but I will say both of these projects are at such a low market cap value. Like, I know everybody tends to look at the price, but the market cap is honestly, it's insignificant. It's so freaking small.
Ridiculous.
Totally.
Ridiculous. Both projects.
I'm
Totally.
What don't you understand?
But again, in our case, in the case of both projects, it's because we've been actually building businesses. So
yes.
Instead of spending all of this time shouting, which is what a meme project would be doing. Therefore, not so many people know about it. However, they are going to find out about us, and they're going to find out that we've got some amazing, actual, real products instead of empty hype and screaming.
Yeah,
exactly.
Typical
right now,
right? Is they put a white paper together, they have a basic splash page, and it makes all these promises about all these great things they're going to make, and then they pay a bunch of shillers to pump their token, and then all of it just falls apart. and then they take profit at the top, and then they never deliver on the product, and they run call it.
Right.
And then they
if you're paying,
people, right?
and if you're spending all of your resources on just shilling and pushing the message out, which is fine. I mean, awareness is an important thing, but if you're spending all of your activity on that, you're not building.
True.
Right.
Here's something they say in
your money. Yeah,
something they say in the FCF group. If we're all quiet, if the kind of core team members are quiet, the FCF community literally starts saying they're going to come out with at least 3 pieces of news today. You know, so they must be doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes silence is good, especially when you can release some big stuff.
Exactly.
One thing I would. I don't think any of us are actually. Those that are on right now, I could tell you guys, none of us are resting. Like, I'm literally getting maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep every single night for like freaking 2 or 3 years straight.
I feel you.
Killing me.
I spent years
but it's fun.
Which nootropics I take every morning, just so I can be like 153% effective, right? And every day I'm doing like 7 things at the same time.
One thing that I do want to point out, which I'm sure then you guys could agree upon, because it's not on either of your projects, but to give everybody an idea, because people, I mean, they go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Dex Tools, whatever it might be, and they go look at the chart. And Will, I know you would agree with this. You don't want to look at the 5-minute chart, 30 minutes, 4 hours. You want to take like the whole step back, look at the big picture. Both of these projects, so FCF and AI, are still relatively new. What I challenge everybody that's watching this is to go onto, again, the charting websites and go pull up something like Matic, even Bitcoin itself, and then zoom all the way out. But Matic, I just have that chart up now. It literally just, it's flatline. Like, it's not doing nothing. And then out of nowhere, it's gone.
Right.
That moment is 99.9% going to be happening for both of these projects. So if you're in it at the start and you believe in it, stay in it. Trust the whole system. You guys, we're live. We're talking to you all the time. We're giving you updates as a real businesses. It takes time, unfortunately. They're not here to just.
In startup culture, this is what we call the hockey stick moment.
Right.
There's always a moment if you're destined for success with your startup. There'll be this moment where you're kind of going like this, and then it'll just suddenly like a bunch of stuff will click, and then you'll just go straight up.
Right.
But it doesn't come back down after that.
It's the thing.
Yeah, and it
doesn't come back down in the same way when you're actually marketing a product. Of course, it will come back down. There will be corrections. There's correction in any chart for any market. However, it's not going to just disappear. Neither of our projects is just going to like come back down to where it is now. It just won't.
Well, the corrections on that will be less and less though, as the more supporters come in, the more people realize the whole project. We actually saw that. So, Joe, you were there also, just with French Finance Connection at the start. So it was like $1 million market cap, and then it went up to like a $9 million market cap.
Went up to 7.
But then somebody got their account. They like clicked on something that they weren't supposed to, right? They weren't paying attention to that. Somebody got a hold of their account and dumped all their tokens.
And so and some people got very lucky.
Yeah, but what's funny is that that'll happen.
Put it that way.
That happened. Like, it's a FrenchConnection Finance. I love the actual story of it from the start, because you guys have like your challenges, ups and downs. You've had your achievements, but I also just love looking at that initial chart, because it went from 1 million to like almost 80 million market cap.
I don't remember exactly. 70 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
70 something. It did the hook stick.
But that specific point, I mean, people are going to look at that chart and might consider that as part of a correction. But for those that know how to read like the block explorers and everything, that's actually when a lot of the big investors came in. Mm-hmm. I just want to put that out there. So it might look like it's a dump, But because of liquidity and the price at that time, that's when a large bulk of the bigger investors came in.
Yep.
And you can see that when the chart goes down, a lot of those same wallets didn't sell. They actually still continued to accumulate. I just want to
very
put that
early
out
when
there,
I
'cause
started-
that applies to AI as well.
When I started investing in crypto, I very quickly did that. I would pretend to be rich. What I mean is follow the whale. Just the way they get richer is by buying when it's down, but buy when it's
Correct.
red. And that's what they're doing. If you watch all the top holders in FCF, or pretty much any good project, what you'll see is that the biggest wallets get bigger because they're making the most of the situation. So that's what I do too.
This is why you need to have a solid background of fundamental analysis to go along with technical analysis. The market tends to price in events as they happen, or even in advance of when they happen, right? So when you see a market correction has happened in a particular crypto or stock, or even the market in general, it's already pricing in this idea of all this stuff happening and playing out, right? So you have to think, instead of following the trend down, which is what most people do, like, well, it's going to keep going down. And even like professional analysts will tell you this, like, it's going up, it's just going to keep going up. Like, no, like, this is where we're at, because it's priced in all these events happening already. If it's
always the hype
you
advice.
gotta think about what things could happen that would make this even worse than what it is already, right?
Well, what I like though is just looking at the chart for those that, unfortunately, again, you see like red markets, but pay attention to like these little ticks. You know, do your research. I say that constantly. And we made a joke about this before, actually, before we went going live. We were saying like having that influencer role, but I don't consider myself as that. I like the idea of saying that we are educators.
Correct.
And that's what I think that we should really kind of convey here. You know, go into the charts, go read the block explorers, go track wallets. It's your money. You worked hard for your money. You want to be able to invest it wisely, so it keeps accumulating and growing. Pay attention to these little ticks. There's people buying here. The smart investors.
You can even look on BSC Scan. They have a page for every token that shows you all the whales and what their wallets are. You can do that for any token. Top X holders.
Yep. So yeah, wallet holders. There's just a lot of people out there that have multiple wallets, though. Just saying.
That is
Sure, of course.
Just gonna put that out there.
But the point that you made, Jason, is valid, right? Right before some kind of a spike, you're going to see a lot of accumulation in those top wallets because they know things that most people don't. Common sense.
All right, one thing. So I'm just cognizant of the time. I do want to bring up this screen again, and this is also, so this is going to apply to both FCF and AI tokens. I'm just going to bring up the portal again for FCF Pay. So when people go to buy it, for those that have purchased crypto from other exchanges, sometimes there is an option here that says to do like a repeat buy. You know what I mean? So I have like a little ticker here that says buy again weekly, monthly. Can we perhaps see something like that come about, or what do you think?
I love the idea. It's a form of DCA. It's automated DCA.
Exactly.
Buying a schedule. I mean, this is, anybody who's a financial advisor will like say that's basically how you win even in the equities markets over time. Buy the S&P just on a schedule every month.
Yep.
Actually, I had this. This right here. So our face doesn't even cover.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
I want to see something like this in here. So that repeat buy. I don't know about daily, but weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly.
Every 5 minutes.
Yeah, every 5 minutes, exactly. $500, $5,000 every 5 minutes.
as it's earned.
But yeah, I mean,
it gets into your bank account, just straight over.
That's something that I would like to see, is subscription. So everybody add FCF. So just buy $50 every week. If there's a dip, if there's a rise, just automatically just sit back, chill. That's it.
Yeah, I love it. Well,
let's turn it into a poll.
So I don't know who would make such a thing.
Well,
on
let's
the screen.
throw it to a poll, right? Community. I mean, let's throw it out there, right? If we make this available, would you use it? Let's actually start that poll tomorrow. We'll run it for a few days, and we'd actually be interested to see. And if most of the community wants to use it, we'll do it. How about that?
I got another question too. So I'm gonna put this one's for Will and Eric, and I'll get Joe's opinion on this. So you guys also don't know about this question. I'm gonna put this is some FOMO material. I'm curious to know. So this is for FCF. So this is everybody's going to go to buy.French Finance Connection and they're going to get it. Is there going to be some AI burning or buying or anything involved in this, or is it just purely FCF?
So we are working.
To ask that question.
So this is independent of FrenchConnection Finance, but we are actually working on anything that we accumulate in terms of profits with upLink. We're going to use a portion of that to go back and buy and retire AI. The idea being is that we can use a lot of those profits to funnel that back and really just kind of lift the price of AI. I've always said that there's two ways to ultimately increase the token price, right? One is to introduce buy pressure through innovation, which is what this is. The second is through discovery. And that's where you guys can come in and sort of help spread the word as well, right? So if you need to buy BNB, use upLink, right? Know somebody who does, use upLink. Somebody wants to get into sort of rev shares on the e-commerce side, hey, buy FCF through upLink, right? So lots of exciting stuff. And the bonus here is that you're not only just getting into crypto, but we're giving you something to do with it, right? So if you buy your FCF, you're now in the ecosystem. If you buy AI or BNB, you're now able to push that into a portfolio manager that will, sort of ride the peaks and troughs for you, right? So there's always something to do with your crypto, and that's really, really important.
Oh yeah, actually I forgot about this too. So it's so weird. I'm just gonna put this out there also. AI token, you guys do not have any like reflection fees, taxes, or anything like that.
We do not.
But FCF does, and I didn't think about upLink and how that would work with that. So that I just noticed that too. It's interesting. I totally forgot about that.
And one of the
that's
things
a full
we
disclosure
want to
area.
revolutionize in this space is if you've used other on-ramps before for crypto, you know that they hide the fees in various different ways. But we're being very transparent here. You see with the buy FCF, like this is exactly the cost of providing an on-ramp for this token. And that level of transparency is ultimately, I believe, going to be required at some point.
Okay. So Joe, I mean, what's your take also on this type of like a partnership? I mean, this isn't something that's just short term. Again, like, so in the crypto space, let me take this away because to me this is the funniest part. There's a lot of projects out there that would use something like this purely for hype, right? So FCF could be like, oh, we're doing a collaboration with AI, blah, 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 and then it's done. The one-time thing, you make the announcement, you're done. But now
we'll be talking about other ways to collaborate. This is the beginning because that's basically what we're all about. Our whole ethos is empowering crypto, taking crypto to the mainstream, and we're not going to do that on our own. We're going to do that with every other project out there, starting with AI. I was just thinking about the tokenomics. It's actually a really important thing to provide a simple way to get into FCF or another token with tokenomics and revenue sharing model directly on chain, directly through, because this is buying as if it were on PancakeSwap, and so they will be.
That this transaction occurred. If you buy any crypto on a centralized exchange, that's opaque. That's not on chain.
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
It's a very big difference.
Exactly. So,
I honestly didn't think about that reflection fee or anything until just now. That just like hit me. But that's big though. That's sick that you guys are also, again, you're facilitating it.
Absolutely. So this means that the noob is going to be getting their BNB rewards. It means they're going to be getting rewards from volume of token transactions and also from the payment gateway. whereas they wouldn't have got that if they were to buy on a DEX. In fact, what we was on a SEX, sorry. So if they, at the moment, we have a lot of people leaving the centralized exchanges, moving their tokens over, even incurring the 10% transfer fee because it's preferable. All these new holders are not going to have to do that. They'll be getting all the benefits.
Correct.
Very true.
Yeah.
And we get the benefits because they are paying their transaction fee on chain, and that is going to dividends.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even
Precisely.
think about this part, but like that just got me even more excited.
That's really it's genuinely really bringing new crypto investors into the crypto space, not in this kind of light version on the exchanges.
Yeah. What we need is, Flourishing Capital and FrenchConnection Finance, you combine this together and you have this way where crypto becomes real money, right?
Correct.
And that's ultimately what we need to happen to move crypto forward to deeper integration into the real economy of the world.
Exactly. Well, we have two projects here, making it easy to buy and spend crypto. Because we say crypto, as I'm going to be insisting an enormous amount in the presentation in Dubai next week, we're forgetting the second half of cryptocurrency. We don't even call it cryptocurrency anymore. It's because it hasn't been used that way.
That's right.
My brain is racing right now. I have like so many ideas are just like hopping off. Like just the fact again that just at the Dubai conference, just somebody's going at the booth, they're able to get FCF right on the spot, AI right on the spot. But I also just like this whole collaboration partnership because AI is there to onboard people, but then FCF with the pay system is also there to facilitate transactions. So it's that whole environment that you guys are creating together.
Correct.
By the way, Jason,
everything.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You actually know, Jason, that the WooCommerce plugin is live. That you can literally install FCF Pay on your WooCommerce page.
You're not supposed to talk about that yet. You're not supposed to mention that yet.
Am I not? Sorry.
I have. Let's just say that the Beyond FOMO community has. So I do have. So there's two parts. I have like the regular Beyond FOMO community, and then I do have like a private one. And the private one, I've had members there for over like a year, and those members. So yeah, you're in there, so you know about it. But those members, they've stuck by me. They've supported me this entire time. So I've been telling them constantly there's some big stuff that's on the way. And I've revamped the whole branding with Beyond FOMO, the entire platform around it. There's a lot of big stuff happening, but also integrating both of these two amazing projects. So I don't want to say, again, to put myself out there as like an influencer, but I'm going to be targeting hundreds of projects. I'm going to be doing mass marketing of my own. So when people come onto the site and want to get into the crypto space, AI upLink is going to be there right off the bat. So you want to get any of these projects, BNB, put in your credit card, they're in. And then projects coming here, all the pricing and everything that I'm going to have offered will be fully transparent. But you want to get marketing and you want to pay for it, you're going to use your crypto through FCF. So there's this whole circle effect. Everything is going to be in there.
This whole virtuous circle.
Beautiful.
And we've been brewing this for a while, so we're being a little coy on it. This show, we're not ready to announce this community, but that's something that we've been working on behind the scenes. I will tell you this: the emphasis is going to now turn to bringing in new users in the ecosystem, giving them ways to use their cryptocurrency, and then most importantly, providing a sense of community support and education. That's all I'm going to say for now. That's something that over the next 2 weeks, Jason, we're going to probably develop more in terms of announcements, but we are working on something big.
Is too much. We can't. That needs like a whole episode on itself. Put it that way.
It needs it deserves a whole episode of Flourishing Live by itself, and I can't wait to get there with you.
All right, we are at like the 45-minute mark. One thing that we've wanted to kind of bring up is So FCF, you guys are on there. Starship token, that's getting added, but many more. So that's a bit on that note. I mean, you guys have like, are you guys getting backlogged yet?
You see Eric pulled all his hair out with so many projects trying to integrate. So.
You see me smiling, right? Over the next.
Well, actually, so sorry to cut you off, but so another thing though is, and for people to keep in mind, so FrenchConnection Finance, as of now, so the e-commerce store, you guys have a limited amount of tokens that can be used on the actual e-commerce aspect, right?
At the
It's
moment,
not like you enable all of a sudden like all 5,000 projects. So
apart from anything else, we had to figure out a menu that would work with so many tokens. So we've started with some basics, let's say, but not because we can only do that.
So that's what I'm getting at. You guys are slowly going to start adding new projects. So it's cool to see this correlation. So they're adding FCF is adding new projects. UpLink is adding new projects. Hey,
I wonder if there's.
We just got you added onto FCF payments. Would you like to be interested in UpLink? Sure. Hey, Eric, what's up? Can I get on UpLink? Sure. Hey, I'd like to get added on UpLink.
And vice versa.
You know this thing about FCF? Oh, kind of cool. Like, you guys got to think about the awesome synergy here. I love it. All right. So, Eric, how many projects are lined up right now? Just put that out there.
So over the next couple of live shows, we're not ready to do this today, but we are going to announce 3 more upcoming. And there's many more behind that are starting to queue up as well. So, I mean, we really feel like we've hit lightning in a bottle with UpLink, and we're thrilled. And, you know, one of the things that's really exciting is that the absolute diversity of ideas around the folks that we're starting to work with, everything from gaming to e-commerce to protocols to NFT development. Like, there's so much stuff going on. So I don't want to give away too much yet, but everybody is unique and different, but everybody has one common thread. And we've talked about it over and over this show where we've beat this horse to death, but I'm going to say it one more time. Bringing in new users to the cryptocurrency community, giving them something to do. Invest, spend it, create great experiences, all centered around your cryptocurrency holdings. That's the one thing that ties everybody together that we're talking to.
I like it. Okay. On that note, let's end it. But I will also put out the fact that FrenchConnection Finance, you guys have those affiliate programs available. I like that. So that's for 2 parts, though. So pay attention to this. There's 2 parts. One, you could actually sign up for their affiliate program to promote their native token, which I don't think I've actually really seen before. I'm going to actually look at that. Once it stops, I'm looking at that right away. It's the first thing I'm going to do to see how you guys are actually doing that. I like that model. And then the second part is then bringing on merchants. So getting people to then add like the WooCommerce. What's that other big? There's a Shopify, right? So you got
Shopify's coming.
Available.
Yep.
We're looking at integration with all of these, and we're also the next phase of development is we're going to be targeting brick and mortar stores very aggressively with
you got retail, like POS machines, point of sale machines.
All sorts of integrations. Our API is very flexible, so we're looking at many ways of connecting it to anywhere you can pay with a credit card. We should be able to get FCF Pay to work, or PayPal.
Imagine retail stores having the ability to also purchase crypto at their store. You guys, Eric and Will.
That's right.
All right, but so FrenchConnection Finance, you have the affiliate links. So for those that want to sign up for the native token and then to refer merchants, do that. You guys are actively looking for new merchants. But then on Flourishing AI side, you guys want to find, or you want the community to help you find new projects to get added to UpLink.
Absolutely.
So everybody that's watching, you guys are part of multiple projects. It's very rare to see, one investor in just one project. In the crypto space, you're diversified, you're across the board. What's up? Talk. Don't be afraid to share information. I don't know what's up with that. People like to not say things.
In fact, some months ago, we had to kind of tell off some of our community members for getting on Twitter and insulting other projects. We don't have any enemies. We're all in this together, pushing crypto.
Yes.
All right, let's end on that note. So if you're in a community, if you also have questions, join both of these Telegram groups. I have Flourishing AI in the description below. I'm going to add FCF as well. both of them, just Joe. I mean, Joe, you're going to be there anyway, and answering the various questions. Eric and Will, you guys are extremely active as well within your group, so questions will be there. And I also like that both of these projects love to hear feedback, including myself.
Hell yeah.
Give us feedback. Ask questions in the chats. We're always live. Ask questions is the best time to ask these damn questions. We're here to answer them. So I'll see you guys in Telegram. Thanks again for joining. Joe, enjoy the Spain.
Your time in the mountainside, amongst the mountains.
I shall enjoy my time amongst the mountains, and then I shall move over to enjoy my time amongst the skyscrapers next week. So
Yes.
All right. Thank you for
skyscrapers
joining.
and you.
Thanks for joining. Be safe. Guys, I'll be in Telegram. FOMO time. It's time to get to work. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Jason.
guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.